Now let's move on to the second stanza. Then took the other, just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. So children, the poet chose the other road that seemed to be equally inviting. He felt more inclined towards it, as it was overgrown with grass and it was less worn out. That shows less people walk on it. The poet, thus being adventurous, was tempted to take it, as it seemed to be less travelled by. He felt that a good number of people had walked over the other road too. Now let's look at the literary devices that are used by Robert Frost. Robert Frost has used similes here, and simile is used to make a comparison showing similarity between two different things. But unlike metaphor, a simile draws comparison with the help of the word like or, so. It is a direct comparison. The poet has used simile in a very first line that says, then took the other just as fair. Just as fair is the simile that poet has used. Now moving on to the second literary device which is used is alliteration. Alliteration is a series of words and phrases that start with the same sound. These words should be closely connected. So here you can see and spot the alliteration. Yes, it is used in the phrase wanted where the sound of W is repeated. Apart on that, you will see the third literary device that the poet has used here is enjambment. Enjambment is when one line follows to the other line without a punctuation mark at the end. So you see the second last line, there is no punctuation mark at the end of the line and the ideas continuing in the second line. So here all you can see that is the poet has used the enjambment. Moving on to the third stanza that says, both that morning equally lay. In the leaves no step had trodden back. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on the way, I doubted I should ever come back. Now here, in the morning, as the poet commenced his journey, he realized that he had walked over either of the two roads. He had decided to stick to his own choice for yet another day. You see that in the stanza, if you read the first two lines, the poet has used imagery, and at the same time he has also used enjambment, because the first line is continuing in the second line without the use of a punctuation. Now let me read out the first stanza to you, and I shall be telling with a sigh somewhere, ages and ages Hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the differences. The poet says that years later he would confess with a sense of regret that out of the two roads he took the less travelled one, and the specific choice had made his life what it is today. It had altered the course of his life. Poet has used enjambment, and as we can see, the first line as continuing into the second, it is enjambment because there is no punctuation mark in between these two, and that in the second one the poet has used repetition. The repetition is when a word or phrase is written multiple times, usually for the purpose to emphasize. So here the poet has used repetition in the second line, that is ages and ages. So the poet has repeated the word ages here. Before I finish up, I would want you to imagine yourself in the place of the poet and want you to choose one of the roads. Now tell me, which roads would you choose and why?